Good evening, Tenzin here. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Anyone new today? Everybody who's been here before? New? Welcome. Warm welcome. All right, so we have a few announcements before we start. Kindly silence your cell phones. No more comments needed about this one. We invite you to join us for our weekly Tuesday events with Medicine Buddha practice at 6 p.m. and our public talk at 7 p.m. Next week, for our Tuesday evening talk, Geshe Phende will speak on the 37 practices of a Bodhisattva, Part 2. So if you're starting tonight, it will be nice to participate to all of them, if it's a possibility. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., our Venerable monks will conduct evening prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life and other teachers. On Thursdays at 4:30 p.m., our Venerable monks conduct the Protector Pujas for smooth journeys, success of interviews and medical treatments, new businesses, and other new endeavors. Our popular 5-class foundation series continues on February 14 with Shamatha meditation, alleviating stress and cultivating inner balance. This retreat explains how to engage in shamatha, the meditation for calming the mind and attaining clarity, focus, and attention, and can be taken independent of the series. This series is a prerequisite for the intermediate series and other retreats. On Wednesday, February 18 at 9 a.m., we will celebrate Losar, the Tibetan New Year. Our Venerable monks will lead a traditional puja with chanting of auspicious prayers and offer traditional Losar servings of sweet rice and tea. Information on all those events can be found in the lobby and on our website at drepung.org. If anyone would like to volunteer, please see Michael over here. All right, if you are interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantage of benefits like discounts on course and retreats, applications are available in the library. You can also register online. Also, kind reminder, there is a donation box near the entrance of this room. It was nice for us to have a generous support helping to continue to offer programs and services like this to our Atlanta community and those around the world with our online programs, and to keep the lights on. So now please stand as we invite our Venerable Geshe Phende to come in and just thank you.
I have here. No, I don't. I have here. No. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, now first we're going to recite the prayer here. Is actually today we'll start this text teaching. It's called the 37 Practices of Bodhisattva by Geshe Togme Zangpo, one of the great Bodhisattva around 13th century, which is one of the very famous master. It's not only scholar, but it is really high, great practitioners. Usually it's kind of we call the Geshe, means the Bodhisattva. So he wrote this text, which, very simple, but a very profound practice from, as a practitioner, how to reach enlightenment, Buddhahood, for step by step. So it's kind of very good teaching. So if you are able to study from beginning to end, fully stanza, then you may quite good understanding completely for the beginner, where should we start it, and then day by day, how should we progress our practice, the realization. So finally, how should oneself achieve Buddhahood. So all the instruction, which very simple and very what you call profound way of where he explained it. So that's why each Tuesday maybe we'll sometime 1 or 2 stanza, sometime 3, 4 stanza. We'll see how long it takes. It's depend on how much detail we go. So I will try to go more simple way. You can go when you teach the Buddha Dharma, you can teach with a very profound, the philosophy and very deep, and sometimes it's quite complicated to understand. So either you can go very simple way for the beginners. So I try to go simplest as much as I can. The main goal is you need to understand, right, what it is. So that's why I try to go with more simple way. So as traditionally, before we start any teachings or any listening teachings or any practice we do, first we need to set up the good intention. That's very important. So that's why before start the class, we have few prayers. We're going to recite it. The first prayer is Mantra of Heart Sutra. Actually, traditionally, we usually reciting the real Heart Sutra, which has 5-6 pages, the Heart Sutra. So we don't have time to recite all of these things. We just put the mantra only here. So the main point is, during this recitation, the mantra, we try to meditate on emptiness. That's the main focus. So I don't need to explain the emptiness, then it takes time. So some of you may know, some of you may do not know what is that philosophy, but later it will come here. We're going to explain. So at least during the recitation of the mantra, meditate on emptiness. But if you really don't know this philosophy, then a good thing is you should meditate on compassion, to entire sentient beings, because the text we're going to study here, it's mainly Mahayana text, so the Mahayana Buddhism. So the Mahayana, the essence of Mahayana means great vehicle. So the Mahayana, the essence of Mahayana practice is compassion to all beings. So it's good to, during recitation of the mantra, if you can, you meditate on compassion. Taya taha gati gati para gati para sa soha tayata gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhi 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 soha. Now next is the four immeasurables. It's called immeasurable love, compassion, joyfulness, equanimity. So when we recite these prayer, reciting prayer is not big deal. The main purpose is we have to feel. So when you say, may all beings have happiness, you sincerely wish every beings, including people you don't like them, people you hate them, right? This moment, you really wish them have happiness, wish them to be free from suffering, wish them find the joy that has never known suffering, and wish them free from the attachment and hatreds. So you really have to feel it, not just only think, not just visualize. Also, you should put effort to feel. That's called meditate on four immeasurables. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. May all beings have happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they find the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from attachments and hatred. Next is the mandala offerings. It's a kind of the mandala, which means the universe. So traditionally, the Buddhist, when you listen to some kind of important teachings, first you need to request to the teacher So without requesting, you are not allowed to teach to them. So that is why this mandala offering is you visualizing universe, and then your merit in a form of universe, then you offer to the teacher, and you're requesting, please teach me, please guide me. So the reason is because the purpose of teaching is to understand the Dharma philosophy. Through that, and each individual put it into the practice, and they change their mind from negative to positive. So in order to do that, you have to have desire, you have to have wish to change them, wish to learn them. So if you do not have wish to learn, then whatever teaches, nothing that much benefit. So that's why to show, to wish to learn these things, that's why you're offering the mandala and requesting. That's the purpose of offering the mandala. So doing this, and then you say, I'm going to learn this, and as a best student, say, I put it into the practice to achieve myself, to achieve enlightenment, Buddhahood, for sake of all sentient beings, for benefit to all beings, called the bodhicitta, awakening mind. So that kind of intention. So I want to help the entire sentient beings. In this moment, I cannot able to help them. So in order to help them, first myself need to achieve Buddhahood, enlightenment. Then I can guide them, teach them, help them. So through that reason, I'm going to learn, this important the teaching where Buddha taught. Therefore, I offer my merit form of universe to the teacher, requesting him to teach me. That's the purpose of offering the mandala. Idam Guru Ratna Mendala Kamniyatayami. Okay, so the 37 practices of Bodhisattva by Geshe Togme Zangpo. So the Geshe Togme Zangpo is one of the Tibetan master. You can see his, birth year is 1297. I think it's 95. They put 97 here. I think it's 1295. So Geshe Togme Zangpo, he's one of the really serious practitioner. His life story, don't need to go too detailed. These are easy to find it. You can find. But very young age, he lost both of his parents. I think around age of 3, he lost his mother, and age of 5, I think he lost his father. So he grew up like an orphan, right? So his grandma and then other relative, helps him. And then I think around age of 9, then he engaged to the Dharma, the teacher, study hard, become a monk, and then full study, practicing. So then finally he go to solitary retreat, very kind of the what you call serious the retreat. Nobody seeing him, just for few decades, I think around 20 years, being completely separated from the other people, and serious being retreats and practice. So he's kind of the very high-grade practitioner. So Geshe in Tibetan, which means the Bodhisattvas, right? So Bodhisattva, which actually means there's one type of the realization called bodhicitta, awakening mind. So person who achieved that kind of realization, and that person we call Bodhisattva. So he's Bodhisattva, which means he already achieved the bodhicitta, the awakening mind. So, and he wrote many texts. They are like a small and big, like around more than hundreds. I think 115 different texts about the practice. So it's kind of the one of these is very famous text in Tibetans. All the Tibetans practitioners, the students, we're learning this teaching, we're receiving this teaching quite oftenly. And I myself receive number of times from my teachers, from His Holiness also. So this is one of the very, very popular texts. And himself, even very young age of 4 or 5, even that age, very kind of the person, very compassionate, warm-heartedness. It's saying like one time he go out for his toilet. Right then, on the way to come, he saw this kind of the bush around there. There's number of insects suffering of cold because it's kind of freezy area in Tibet. So he feel these insects are so cold, they suffer. So he take out his own clothes and try to save them, warm them. So himself come nakedly inside the home. And then father was looking, where is your clothes? Then they figure out he tried to cover all these little insects who suffer by this freezing weather. So that kind of, even age of that time, maybe he might be 4 or 5, that age, before his father passed away. So even very young age has some kind of very strong, compassionate, warm-heartedness, already have that. So we don't need to go too much his story, so I'm going to, the text will start it here. So one of his popular texts also, he wrote the commentary on the Guide of Bodhisattva Way of Life. And it also, I think it is available in English also. So by Ngulchu Geshe Togme Zangpo. So in Tibetan we call Ngulchu Geshe Togme Zangpo. Ngulchu means the place he stay retreats. That place called Ngulchu. So he been there for a few decades. So the retreats after that, he named it Ngulchu Geshe Togme Zangpo. So that his text, the commentary on Guide of Bodhisattva Way of Life is very good. So, you can, maybe it might be available in, we are called the Google or something. I saw one time the PDF file or something they have. So it's very good. So you can download and read his commentaries. Very powerful. So the text called the Homage to Lokeshwara. right? Homage to Lokeshwara. So the Lokeshwara, which means the Buddha of compassion, in the Sanskrit called Lokeshwara. So Buddha of compassion, in Tibetan we also call Genresi in Tibetan word, and sometimes they use the longer name Avalokiteshvara, right? The short name is Lokeshwara. So the Buddha of compassion is symbolism of the compassion, symbolism of bodhicitta. So these texts, what you call the 37 practice of bodhisattvas, right? So these texts, one of the main subject is bodhicitta, compassion. It's the main subject. So that is why Lokeshwara is the deity of compassion, Buddha of compassion. That's why first he prays homage to the Buddha of compassion, so-called homage to Avalokiteshvara. Buddha of compassion, when we talk about it, there are two ways. One is called definitive Buddha of compassion. One called provisional compassion Buddha, right? Definitive compassion Buddha is the compassion itself. Compassion, bodhicitta, right? The compassion of all the enlightened beings, right? The compassion of all the Buddhas are the called definitive Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, Lokeshwara. Provisional Lokeshwara is the deity. Here, this statue is called the Avalokiteshvara, the forearm. Lokeshwara has few different aspects. 2 arms Lokeshwara, 4 arms Lokeshwara, 1,000 arms Lokeshwara. So there are variety types of aspect of the physical appearance. So that physical appearance, that the deity of compassion Buddha is called provisional Lokeshwara, right? Definitive Lokeshwara is compassion of all the enlightened beings. So when we say I homage, respect, mainly respect to whom? Respect to compassion, respect to bodhicitta, right? Why we respect to compassion? Why we respect to the bodhicitta? Because compassion saves you from your anger, your hatred, your selfish mind. As the ordinary beings, we suffer because of too much anger, too much hatred, too much selfish. So our suffering is caused by our own selfish mind, our own anger, hatred. So in order to overcome those suffering, we need to get rid of the causes of suffering, which are our anger and hatred and selfish mind, right? So in order to overcome your selfish, what is the antidote attitude toward your selfish mind? What is the medicine who can cure your selfish mind? It's compassion, bodhicitta. So when you generate compassion, right? Compassion here, the compassion is called the great compassion. Great compassion means compassion to entire sentient beings. That type of compassion. So when you generate that type of compassion, what they're going to do? Your compassion will antidote to your self-centered attitude, right? So when your compassion's getting stronger, your selfish, your self-centered will going to be declining, getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So that is why compassion is the one of the best medicine can cure your self-centered. Compassion is the one who can save you from your self-centered, from your anger and hatred. That is why he homage, right? We respect, we homage to the compassion. So it's make some kind of understanding the value of compassion, right? Understanding the value of compassion, understanding the advantages of the compassion. What is the benefit of compassion? When you have that, you have some kind of faith, respect. That faith and respect helps you to cultivate aspiration, wish to have that, wish to generate, right? So your aspiration helps you cultivate effort, to put effort to achieve your compassion. That is why the first, the line here, homage to the Lokeshwara. So it's showing, what is showing? This text was showing our target. The main target is your self-centered attitude. That's our target now, right? So in order to knowing, self-centered at your target, you first need to really understanding the disadvantages of your self-centered attitude. Because the majority, today, the human beings in this planet, we really don't know, how much your self-centered attitudes destroying you, creating suffering towards you. From the Buddhist perspective, we believe in life is beginningless, right? It's not just only one. Since beginningless to till today, who torturing us? Mainly your own self-centered. Self-centered mind is the one, who creating all this narrow-minded, all those anger, hatred, all the jealousy, all the destructive emotion. So these destructive emotion creates, violent behavior, negative actions, negative habits. So those actions, the karma, result ourselves suffering, others suffering. So we need to treat that self-centered day by day to try to reduce them, try to eliminate them. So to do that, compassion is the very powerful mind. Therefore, first line, when they homage to the Avalokiteshvara, that means whole these texts, we should understanding this text is emphasizing on antidote to one's own self-centered. Right? That's the what you call behind the meaning why they first homage to the Lokeshwara. Right? Then the text Namo Lokeshwaraye Kanji Chukun to Misik Jang Dwe Tuen La Chik to Tsun Zeba Lama Chodan Chere Sekun La Tato Kosum Kwe Chatse Los. I read one in Tibetan because I received that oral transmission blessing from my teachers. So that's why I try to give you that blessing. So recite in Tibetan and then recite in English. I pay constant homage through my three doors to my supreme teacher and protector Chenrezig, who while seeing all phenomena like coming and going, makes single-minded effort for the good of living beings. So this stanza is the stanza of the verses of homage, right? Verses of prostration, homage. And Buddhists traditionally, most of the texts, beginning of the text, they always have this homage verse they use to homage, or homage to the Buddha, homage to one's own guru, homage to the Manjushri or Avalokiteshvara, different deities, or sometimes they homage to the compassion. So that's the first, beginning of the text. They pay homage to the here mainly to your gurus and the Buddha of compassions. the reason why, what's the purpose of homaging, prostrating to the gurus and Avalokiteshvara? Because of one of the purpose, this called temporary benefit purpose and the long-term purpose, ultimate purpose. So the temporary purpose is during the composers, the editor, right? Geshe Togme Zangpo, during he composing the text, there are many obstacles there. Now the obstacle can obstruct you to not going to finish your text, or maybe you can get this obstacle or that obstacle you cannot able to write, or so much things. So in order to overcome these obstacles, they first pay homage to the Guru and Buddha of compassion, to success whatever he's composing the text. That's the temporary purpose. Long-term purpose is to achieve Buddhahood, enlightenment Buddhahood, to achieve enlightenment Buddhahood. So because of the homage, the prayer have to accumulate special merits and virtues, and that helps him to achieve Buddhahood. So that's why the beginning of the text, they homage to the Guru. Guru means the teacher, and the Buddha of compassion. So here I pay constant homage through my 3 doors. So I pay homage means I pay respect, I pay bowing, or I bowing to the through my 3 doors. 3 doors, which is body, speech, and mind. Right? So from the body prostration, we usually, holding this kind of mudra, holding the palm mudra. That's also symbolism of body prostration. Sometimes we're bowing. Sometimes you can do full prostration. Full prostration, which sometimes we do you lay down completely on the floor, right? Full prostration. Half prostration in Tibetan tradition, we touch 2 knees, 2 palm, and your head on the floor. That style is called the half prostration. And then one of the shortest is we just holding the palm and bowing. That's the short. So traditionally, when we teach before, as a teacher, you have to do prostration here, right? Because today I do the shortest one, because my arm, I have injured this arm, so it's still quite painful there, so I cannot do the full and half prostration there. Therefore, I just hold it this. So the reason, as a traditionally, when the teacher, before you teach, you're doing the prostration, there are many reasons. One of the purpose is you respect the Dharma, what you're going to teach. So showing your respect to the Buddha's teaching, where you're going to share. And another is you also doing prostration to all your teachers. You receive all this Dharma, the teaching from those great kind master, from Buddha to all the lineage master, to your direct teachers. You appreciate to them. So you receiving blessing from them. That's why the prostration. And the most important reason why the prostration is to reduce your ego, arrogance. So that's the most important, because sometimes when you share the Dharma, sometimes it's, if you don't carefully, it may causes you some kind of arrogance, ego, or I'm teacher, or I know this, I know that. So then that ego, that arrogance will destroy everything. So that's why that's the most important part. Therefore, in order to overcome your arrogance and ego, you're doing prostration, you touch your head on the floor, which means I am under your feet. And now you look into the Buddha, I'm under your feet. Very humble, very down-lifted. That's why you touch your head on the floor. So try to keep your humble attitudes. Those reasons, we're doing this come to the prostration here. Similarly, here also, homage, the first verses, he prostrating to the gurus and the Buddha of compassion, also same reason. One of the reason is, I mentioned earlier, to overcome the obstacle during the composing the teachings, and to benefit to achieve enlightenment Buddhahood, to reduce himself, ego and arrogance, to receive the blessing from gurus. So many reasons. That's why the stanza they started, to offer prostration kind of symbolism. And the prostration is also, as a Buddhist practitioner, our practice is the prostration, right? As soon as when we enter the shrine room, we're always bowing. So that sometimes even the Buddhists, they do not know. They're just doing this, but they do not know what is the purpose, what we need to think. So sometimes external ritual and the internal what you think have disconnected, lack of understanding. So that's why it's not that much benefiting sometimes. It's doing this like a culture. We do because it's a culture. Everybody go there bowing, so I bow it, right? That's all. So it goes more ritual side without understanding. Actually, when we enter the temple, when we bowing, we generating respect attitude to the Buddha through compare with their knowledge, their practice, and me is nothing. So it's try to cultivating respect, humble attitude. What they're going to do, it helps to overcome your arrogance. Because one of the purpose to enter the temple is not only worship. It's not only the worship. You can do worship in your home, right? It's not only that. Mainly we go to the temple to learn the Dharma, right? Buddha's teaching. Learn, put it into the practice. So in order to learn that, you need to have open-minded. Too much arrogant, you will not going to learn anything. I know this. So I come here, just look at how this doing. So it's not for me to learn. So your mind is already closed it. So when you close the mind, you're not going to learn anything. You may only see some negative, some mistake part only. So you're not going to get the main point. So that is why first you need to open the mind. That's why we're doing this prostration, to humble attitude, because arrogant is the one who closed your brain. It closed it completely. So therefore, to get rid of that, we're first doing the prostration, bowing to the Buddha. So similarly here, at the beginning of the text, when they're doing the prostration prayer, the homage prayer, it's also one of our main thing is make sure it's not coming out of your ego, out of your arrogance. Sometimes when you write the book, I'm talking here exactly in traditionally Buddhist. This is the specific Buddhist text. So today I'm going to I'm not sure, you can say narrow-minded, or I'm not sure, but it's specific in the Buddhist tradition way. So even you write the book or whatever, when you do something, sometimes it may comes that arrogant egos. It comes everywhere. Even you do meditate, sometimes it can come sometime there. Oh, I'm meditator. There are problems now, right? Or I'm writing the book. I'm the book writer. Arrogance. So it comes everywhere. When the arrogance comes there, in your intention, when arrogance mixed there, some kind of polluted, somehow the what you call the subject where you write there, something affected, something make mistake there. So when your mind is pure clean, just for benefit to entire sentient beings, nothing else, to myself. So when you have mind is very clean, bodhicitta and compassion, whatever you put it into there, it's very pure. When the mind is something little bit mistake, arrogant or something, then when you write it there, something they always have. They polluted your writing, your whatever you do. That is why arrogant, ego is a very dangerous mind. It comes everywhere. Specific when you become little successful, like among this, or I am a monk, or I am a Geshe, or I am something. So they always have small names there. You hold that name and make yourself too much ego, too much arrogant. Then out of that ego and arrogance, whatever you teach, it's not goes clear. Your intention little bit mixed. Oh, how can I show myself scholar? How can make them to see me as a great teacher? So always comes something there. So that arrogance, mistake. So pure compassion doesn't matter whatever they think. I really wish them to help them to free from their suffering. So you really fully concerned others' well-being and write it and teach or whatever you do, very differently affected, very differently. You are not looking yourself to gain anything. So when you're not looking to yourself to gain anything, whatever you're doing, it's behalf of others. So after that finish, you're full satisfied. So if you're looking yourself something, even that finish, you're looking, oh, the people like it, or people think I'm good, or not. That constantly this thought comes and bothers you. So therefore, it is very important to, always to stay away with arrogance, ego. That's why, as an individual, when you come and you're coming here doing the prostration, when you're bowing, make sure you are sincerely respecting to all these masters, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, to make yourself really humble, right? Humble attitude, downlifted, very different. It's very different. It can change everything. So that's why similarly here, the beginning of the text, the homage to the Guru and the Buddha of compassion. Then the first, I pay constant homage, right? Through my three doors, body, speech, and mind. Body I mentioned earlier, doing this physical prostration. Speech prostration is the praise to the Buddha, and reciting those prayers, praising or respecting all kind of prayer we're reciting. This is the speech homage. And mainly mental homage. So mental prostration is faith and respect attitude to the gurus. Faith and respect. So faith, sometimes this word is a little bit complicated. I do not know exactly what does that mean for you, because I'm looking from my Tibetan word and translate into English, right? For me, faith means this, in my own way. For you, maybe there are different meanings. So I'm not sure, but the faith here, that doesn't mean just believe it. That doesn't mean that. The faith which is you believing, the gurus and wherever you have faith, belief is not the blind belief. You believe through understanding the reason why this, fully understand. Then you have full of convince, that type of the faith, right? For instance, if you really understand the compassion, is the mind who really save you from your stress, fear, worry, self-centered, through reason, through experience, then you have 100% convinced to cultivate the compassion. You have 100% belief and respect to the compassion. You know the value of compassion. That type of the faith, right? So that faith and respect attitude to the Buddha is called mental prostration, right? Mental prostration. So here mainly homage, I pay constant homage through my three doors, body, speech, and mind, mainly the mental mind, to my supreme teacher and protector, Chenrezig. Chenrezig is the Buddha of compassion. Avalokiteshvara, same. Chenrezig is Tibetan name, right? Lokeshvara in Sanskrit, so which means the Buddha of compassion. So homage to my supreme teachers, right? So supreme teacher and Chenrezig, the teacher for the Mahayana Buddhist, the practitioner, the teacher is one very, very important, very important. The reason is, as a Buddhist, we take refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, right? We take refuge to the Buddha as a teacher. That's why. So how Buddhists saving us? Sometimes people have misunderstanding. Oh, Buddha has power. The deities has a power. So they use their power and save us. They bless us and save us. People have maybe, sometimes they think that way. But actually it is not like this way. So as a Buddhist, rely on Buddha as a teacher. Mainly, who's saving us? Our actual savior is called the Dharma. Dharma is the teaching. Teaching, what that means? Dharma means there are mainly two. One is realizations. Like for instance, I mentioned earlier compassion, right, which we're talking about, bodhicitta, your wisdom who understanding the ultimate truths, knowledge. These are one part of Dharma. The another part of the Dharma is because we suffer because of our mental afflictions, right? Our anger, attachment, jealousy, selfish. Because of that, we suffer. So you, through the practice, you seize them, you eliminate them, right? That's called cessations of your mental afflictions, right? Cessations of your anger, hatred, attachment, jealousy, selfish. That called Dharma. The real Dharma means cessations of your mental afflictions. So that cessation of mental affliction, and that cessation, how can you get it? How you seize them? How should you overcome them? Through the realization, through your compassion, your love, through your wisdom, your compassion, your love, your bodhicittas are the one helps you to seize your destructive emotions, right? So those realizations are called Dharma, right? Your compassion, bodhicitta, and wisdom. These are the Dharma. Cessation of your mental afflictions are the Dharma. So these are your actual savior is the Dharma. When you generate the Dharma, what they're going to do? It helps to release all your mental afflictions, right? When you are free from mental affliction, then you have no more suffering. You suffer because of those mental affliction, because of those ignorance, because of those wrong perceptions. When you are free from them, then no more sufferings, right? That's who do. Your Dharma will do that. So we see Dharma as our actual savior. But that Dharma, how should you get it? You have to put it into the practice. You have to generate, right? There's nothing to do. Buddha says, he cannot take out your destructive emotion. He cannot take by his hand, right? Our pain and suffering, destructive emotion. He cannot purify by his holy water our mental affliction. He cannot purify by holy water. So what he can do, he teach us how can purify them. He teach us how to cultivate those realization, right? So we rely on Buddha as a teacher to learn all of these things. So when you understand that, then yourself put it into the practice, right? Then clean yourself. This is called self-responsibility. So in today, in this situation, we cannot see the Buddha, right? We have no karma to able to listen directly from the Buddha. So that's why the substitute of the Buddha is the teacher. So ordinary teachers appear, and we learn all this instruction where Buddha taught to his student, to generation, till today. So in yourself, I received this teaching from my teachers, right? So that's what the teachers are, very kind for me. Without having qualified teacher, then I may end up with problems, right? If disqualification teacher, if wrong teacher, if we encounter, then we are unfortunate, right? So first, for the beginner, teacher is very, very important to have proper, qualified teacher. It's very important, very, very important. So that's why everything you're understanding the Dharma, future you're achieving all this realization from those teachers where you learn it. That's why I pay homage to my supreme teachers. And according to the text, Lam Rim text, we usually call our teachers are the more kinder than Buddha. That's how it is saying. Because in this moment, Buddha been 2,500-600 years ago. Somehow we have no karma to listen teaching from him directly, right? But for me, where I got this Dharma? From my teachers. So even we saw the Buddha, same thing. What we do? We learn from him, right? He will give us the instruction. We learn from them. So for me, receiving all of this marvelous, important message from the teacher, that is why, seeing the teacher as a supreme objects for me to respect to my teachers. That's why to my supreme teacher and protector generosity. That's showing, what they're showing is, as if you are a serious practitioner, you really need to find qualified teachers. That's the first important part. Otherwise, as we just come from there, we have no idea where we have to go. How should we go there? We have no idea, and it's very difficult. So we need to rely on somebody else, or that person, do they really know this? Right? How much they know? Do they have pure intention to share the Dharma, or themselves seeking something from us? Right? Who knows? So they are talking when you go to the text, the teacher's qualification. There are 10 different qualifications being qualified teachers. So one of that 10 quality is having compassion and love to their students. That's the one very important qualities. Make sure the teacher has sincerely love and compassion. He or she sharing Dharma to us is not for sake of receiving money or receiving whatever material or power or anything. It's sincerely care to their students. Then upon their excellent knowledge, right? If they do not know that much, then what can we learn? Right? If themselves are not knowing that much, then we nothing to learn that much. So the teacher have to have really good understanding, called very wealthy on dharma. Material, not that big deal. The dharma wealthy is the very important. Then upon these two, the teacher themselves as a really serious practitioners, themselves as a practitioners. So there are 10 different qualities. So here, where the Geshe Togme Zangpo, he prays or he homage to saying Supreme Teacher and Protector Chenresi, right? To showing. One reason is telling us as a practitioner who really wants to achieve enlightenment Buddhahood, you have to have qualified teacher first, very important. Don't rush to find the teacher. You can check it. You can wait years and years to make sure he or she really qualify, really good understanding Dharma, sincere practitioners, and all these 10 qualities this teacher have. When you found it, then you fully rely on them, right? Then when you follow, huge benefit, really difference. Teacher who know only little Dharma, little understanding yourself. Who knows, when we're talking about the Dharma, Buddhism is not the small thing. It's the huge major text. Philosophy, psychologies, logics. Within the philosophy, many different schools, the tenets, the philosophers, like widely, who knows more things, you have more beneficial. Because philosophy is very complicated. You go this school, like generally we have 4 schools. Right? You go one school, like a mind-only school, one of the school called mind-only. In that only school, when you study, in that realms, in that circle, mind-only, all the practitioners saying mind-only is the best one, highest philosophy. Right? That's their saying, that's their belief. So if you only know these things, then you don't see the mind-only school has any problems. When you know other schools' philosophy, then you have idea, is this right or wrong? You have some idea to investigate. So commonly understanding major Buddhist philosophy, tremendous helps to your practice. That's why when you have teacher who knowing much better philosophy, have more advantages for the student. Yourself not that much put effort to read so many books. The teacher tell you this. You already have that, right? Otherwise, they don't know. Then you have to find it. Then there's hundreds of books. Read this, read that. Have to spend so much time, right? So therefore, here, one he homage to the Supreme Teacher is because for the practitioner, if you're serious practitioner who really wants to achieve Buddhahood, then you have to find qualified teacher first. That's why the teacher is important. Therefore, he homage to the teacher and protector Chenresi, I mentioned earlier, because this text is specific, focus on bodhicitta and compassion, mind training. So the Buddha of compassion is the kind of the deity of compassion. So that's why seeking your guru, teacher, and Buddha of compassion inseparably one, then you cultivating your respect attitudes. Why you pay respect to the homage to the teacher? Because he says, who while seeing all phenomena lack coming and going. So what that means who understanding the phenomena, like general all phenomena, lack coming and going, lack of inherently existence, right? Inherently arising, inherently ceasing, right? So every phenomena are empty of inherently existence. There's nothing, anything exists inherently arising, inherently cease, right? General phenomena can arise, they can cease, but independently Of course not. So this line, actually what they're talking is the philosophy, emptiness. So the teacher who knows all phenomena are empty of inherent existence, ultimate truth, ultimate reality. I mentioned, we'll later going to go much detail what that really means. But here just showing the wisdom part, the brain is a very smart who knows not only convention, even ultimate truths, ultimate reality. That philosophy is very difficult. And this is a very unique philosophy. And for the Buddhist, in order to overcome your mental affliction, if you want to really completely eliminate your destructive emotion, you have to understand the emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness is the only one who can able to antidote to the mind of ego grasping. So that's why that teacher who, while seeing all phenomena are lack coming, which means lack of inherent arising, right? And going means lack of inherently ceasing. Inherently coming, arising, inherently ceasing, going. So everything's are empty. There's nothing, anything exists inherently coming and going. That's why lack of coming and going. So you have to add this inherently. Wait. First I have to finish that. Then the next one is make single-minded effort for the good of living beings. That last line is showing bodhicitta, compassion. So that teacher, who's not only very smart, high educated, but also very warm-heartedness. Heart is also very good and very warm-heartedness. Make single-minded effort for the good of living beings, means who have unconditional love and compassion to all the living beings, all beings. So make single-minded. Right? Single-minded means absolutely thinking about others only, nothing to themselves. Right? 100% seeking, benefiting to other beings. That kind of, heart which they have. So among the many qualities we have, but all of these qualities you put it into two: wisdom aspects and the method aspect. Wisdom is wisdom of emptiness, right? That's the third line. Then the method, among the many practice of the method, the best method is compassion, love, bodhicitta. So that's the line 4. So showing why he homage to the Supreme Master and Buddha of compassion, because they have these qualities: fully educated, higher realization, upon their very warm-heartedness, full of love, unconditional love and compassion to entire sentient beings. So that's why I pay respect to them. So when you say meditate on respect attitude, which means how should we meditate respect attitude? Through understanding the other's good qualities. When you're really understanding the other's good quality, that helps to feel tremendous respect to them. So that's why he homage to the Supreme Guru and Buddha of compassion, because they're understanding their qualities of the wisdom, the brain side, education, and the heart, right? The method aspect. So that's why he homage to his gurus. So this stanza showing many different meanings, right? One thing is, as a practitioner, have to have found a very good teacher, very intelligent, with a warm-heartedness, both, right? And second thing is, as a practitioner, when we're doing the practice, Lam Rim practice, the first practice is called Guru Devotion practice. So that's called Guru Devotion. Is the source of good, the source of good quality. The foundation of good quality is one's own Guru devotions. When you have sincerely respect and faith, devotion to the Guru, then that respect attitude will connect yourself to the Dharma. It's not academic way. It really helps to put yourself into practical way. It's very differences. So as a practitioner, this first stanza is showing among the first practice of the Lam Rim, the stages of the path to enlightenment, is the Guru devotion. So that's, I think today I'm going to stop here, the first stanza, and then next we'll go slowly. First and second is just general thing. The actual started is the stanza third. The 37 practice will start it from there. But first two, even one stanza is very, very important. So I think try to give you a little bit better understanding, each those stanza, and then after when you read it, what that mean. So that will, when you're understanding what that meaning completely behind there, then when you put it into the practice, it's much better. You have confidence. If you have a doubt, then it's very difficult to practice, because you yourself not confident. That's why the listening, the teaching, and thinking, and investigating, research are the very, very important. So because you need to clean your doubt, and that gives you practice much stronger. Okay, today I'm going to stop here, and next time I will going to leave you question answer sections. Okay, today no questions. Now finally we're going to do the dedication prayer, and also I mentioned this teaching, it's with the oral transmission, so therefore if you not skip any teaching, then you can get all the fully oral transmission. Then if you miss one or two stanza, then also you get broken oral transmission, not fully. So that's why that's your choice. I have nothing to do with that. Okay, so finally, conclusion, we're going to recite the mantra of compassion mantra I mentioned earlier. This is very, very much relevant with this practice. So during this reciting the mantra, we should meditate on compassion. Compassion, meditate. Sometimes you may feel like, what that really means, right? I used to feel that way first when we started. Meditate compassion, what that really means. So it means, first beginner may be a little bit difficult because you have to feel. So feeling part is not easy. It takes a time. But you constantly thinking. Eventually, feeling may arises. And it's not just sit there, feel. Of course not, right? But point is, we try to focus feeling every beings, right? Your neighbors, every beings. You don't need to know them. So any beings in this universe, they're all deep of their heart, they're exactly like me. Every second they want to live happy. Every second they do not want sufferings. But every being has problem, either physical, either mental. So you just simple thing is, I really wish each and all of them be free from sufferings. That's wish. It's called compassion. So that you have to feel it, right? You have to feel that. I wish each and all of them. It's not that each and all means just sky. Connect to every beings, right? Human, animals, dogs, cats, even the little creatures, flies, every being any movement who's seeking happy, I wish all of them happy, free from suffering. You wish them happy, that means you meditate love. You wish them to be free from suffering, that's called you meditate on compassion, right? It's very similar, but the compassion is specific focus, wish them to be free from suffering. So during this reciting the prayer, make sure all of us meditate compassion. Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and sufferings of mother beings may without exception ripen upon us right now, and that we may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. And thus, honorable, compassionate gurus, we seek your blessings that all karmic debts, obstacles, and sufferings of mother beings may without exception ripen upon us right now, and that we may give our happiness and virtues to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. Oi te ai nai je tu, lai mai tu je, che ai mai tu tu, ve ti ai tu, ne ai ku. Ma lu ai ta da lai mi pa ta da ki de ki shen la ta wa yi trôi cái đề ta đề bà ra chi chi lôi trôi cái đề ta đề bà ra chi chi lô chanjo semjo rinpoche ma che pa nam che chu che ba nyam pa me pa yang kone kondo pewa sho. May the precious and sublime bodhicitta not yet born be born, and that which has been born not decline but increase forever. Okay, thank you.